Hey everyone, welcome back to another video on our channel, and today we are going to discuss regarding TCS NQT exam for 2024 batch and for any upcoming batches that might be watching this video later. But this is going to be regarding strictly to TCS NQT exams, what you should not do in this exam. We are going to focus mostly on that. And also there is a very common mistake that every people makes, especially those people who are good at coding. They make these mistakes. So do not make these mistakes, otherwise you will not get any job in TCS even though you are answering all the questions correctly. So what are these? We are going to see in this video, but before moving on, if you are new to the channel, make sure to click on the subscribe button and join our Telegram group for any questions or discussions. You can also click on the bell icon so that you do not miss any update, because we post different hiring drives, different onboarding related updates, exam pattern, everything regularly. So if you are watching this, and that means you have your TCS NQT exam somewhere. So for 2024 batch it is going to be tomorrow, and it may be for some other date for other batches as well. But what is the same mistake that all of you are going to make? That is practicing coding questions, doing early or previous year coding questions, solving them rigorously, and do not practicing aptitude questions. Okay, so the first mistake is to focus on coding without having perfect knowledge of aptitude. If you are doing that, you are not going to get any job from TCS. Even though you are doing all the codes correctly, you are passing all the test cases correctly for the all coding questions, you are not going to get any job or any interview call. Okay, this happened with my batchmates, my college students, my juniors, everyone. That's why I am saying this. They are very good students in coding. They got some other jobs which is much more tougher than TCS, but they failed the TCS NQT exam only because of aptitude. They did not focus on aptitude. That's why. There are already, I have mentioned in detail regarding what is the exam pattern and all of TCS NQT exam. You can go and watch that. I will be posting that link in the description. But again I am repeating the same thing. The aptitude is the most important part for getting a job in this exam or any service based company. Okay, aptitude is one of the main things that almost every company asks for. First round is generally aptitude round, so you have to focus on that. For TCS NQT is also no difference, because the first round, the foundational round, is again based on aptitudes. There are quants, there are reasoning, there are English language, and there are 75 minutes and almost 60 questions might be there. Approximate like that, there might be some up or down, but this is the pattern. Like for each questions you will get few seconds more than 1 minute. So everything you the questions that they are going to ask will be easy, like you have all done these things in your schools and all. But the problem is, the challenge is to do that in that short time span. For this less timing, you have to solve the questions correctly, mark the answer, and move on to the next questions. Okay, so that is the main challenge, and that you cannot do without practicing. If you don't have any practice of solving reasoning questions or quants question in a short time span, or just keeping a time limit and practicing it at home, you are not going to do it on the day only without even practicing it once. And if you cannot clear this particular aptitude round, your second round, that is the coding round, basically for TCS NQT 2 rounds. At one exam you will be giving only at one sitting. There are two different sections, and if you cannot clear the cutoff of first section, that is the section based on totally aptitudes, then your second section score does not matter. They are not even going to check that score. Okay, in the second section there is coding and advanced aptitudes. So in the second sections also, if you don't have knowledge of aptitude, you will not be able to do the advanced aptitudes. Okay, suppose you are even doing the advanced aptitudes and all the codings you are doing great. Okay, still you cannot, if you cannot clear the first section, then if you cannot clear the first section, that is the basic aptitude round section, then your second section score does not even matter. They are not even going to check that if you are good at coding or bad at coding or whatever. If you are bad at aptitude, you are not even going to get single offer. But if you are good at aptitude and bad at coding, then you are going to get at least ninja offer. And if you are good at aptitude and even moderate level in coding, like at least you are solving more than 65 to 70% of the test cases, then you are still going to get an interview call from digital. Okay, that cutoff generally depends, some little bit it might be go higher, some little bit it might be go lower, depends on the question level and the students level they are getting, but this is the average thing. The main thing I'm saying is, make sure to have a good and very well practiced aptitude practice session. Okay, before going to the exam, practice the aptitude session very greatly, and there is no negative marking. So whatever the question might be, you are thinking that this might be the answer, or you are getting answer approximately nearly to that. If you are not good at aptitude, if you cannot solve that questions, then go for these assumptions. If you can solve it, obviously take the correct option, but if you cannot, go for the whichever option you are thinking that might be correct, and try to practice and do attentively these particular questions. Also, do not take too much time in one single questions, because the time is limited. The question, all the questions will be easy. You will think that these questions I can solve it, this is fine, doable, but that is the trap. It may seem that you can do it and you will be able to do it, but it will take the other 4 or 5 questions time as well. So some people will do the other 4 questions in that time, and you will be solving this particular one question in that time. Okay, so if you are being stuck at 2 or 3 questions like this, then your exam is over like that. So do not get stuck in any questions for more than 1 minute. Okay, if you are able to solve it within 1 minute, or 1 minute maybe 10 seconds, 20 seconds, then do it. Otherwise, leave it and move on. Okay, mark whatever answers you think might be close to the answer, mark it and move on. And this is one of the most important things you should do in this TCS NQT exam. For codings, those who are good at coding, or those who have practiced coding as well, they will be able to do the codes, because the codes are generally based on arrays and strings related things. Mostly, at least 1 or 2 code will be based on that. You will be able to solve it from that if you have practiced this type of codes. Okay, so that's it. If you have any queries, you can comment down, and make sure to share this video to any student whom you think that is going to give the TCS NQT exam in the coming days. Make sure to share it with them. Also, if you are finding this video at least like after also giving the exam, and you have done these mistakes or anything, if you are finding that this video might be useful to you and some other people who are going to give the exam as well, make sure to give it a like, so that more and more people can see this video.